Hi, welcome back to Paul's Stuff. It's my space on YouTube where I get to talk about all the things I love. Usually lots of Star Wars, lots of lightsabers, but today is another vintage toy episode. I recently did a video on my collection of vintage figures from the $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman range, and I said at the time I would do another video on some of the accessories that I have. Today we're going to look at most of the other accessories I have. There is also basically a playset that came out with the original figures in 1975, called the Bionic Transport and Repair Station, or the BTRS. I'm going to do a separate video on that because it's such an amazing playset. It deserves its own video. So we'll look at that separately, but today we're going to look at what's on the table here. So 1975, when the first figures came out, alongside those figures there was the Bionic Transport and Repair Station and this backpack radio that you can see down the front here. This is a reproduction box by 21st Century Box. I will leave a link in the description. Now, interestingly, the boxes for the figures were different between the US and the UK. So in the US, the figures all had window boxes where you could see the figure inside. And in the UK, we just had plain cardboard boxes where you couldn't see the figure. For the accessories, the boxes were all the same, but the names did change on them. So the US distributor was Kenner, but their parent company, General Mills, they licensed these in the UK to Dennis Fisher, and so this reproduction box is a copy of the Dennis Fisher box from the UK. So this backpack radio came out as one of the accessories for the $6 Million Man. So went over his shoulders, strap came through his legs and clipped in at the bottom, and there's a little helmet that goes on his head which is attached. I have done a little bit of restoration work on this. It was very yellowed when I first got it, so it's been through a de-yellowing process, and I replaced the sticker on the bottom of it. So this is the backpack radio, and it's actually a crystal radio set that really works. It says on the box, crystal radio set that really works. Doesn't take any batteries. So if we open the little flap at the bottom here, we'll find that there's an earpiece, and there's a wire with a crocodile clip on. And the idea with this was that you put the crocodile clip onto something like a piece of chain link fencing or something like that, and this could actually pick up radio signals and let you listen to them without the need for a battery. It just blows my mind, really. 1970s radio toy without batteries. Amazing. So yeah, that was a nice little accessory. It has a little aerial that comes up. Let's say the helmet goes on the figure. The helmet's actually got a hole in the back, so you can still use the bionic eye feature. Nice little accessory. So that's the backpack radio. Alongside the backpack radio, there was the Bionic repair station, transport and repair station, and then a little while afterwards other accessories started to come out as well. So the next ones that we'll look at are these three costume sets. So these were called Bionic Adventure sets, and we have the test flight at 75,000 feet Bionic Adventure set, the OSI undercover assignment. The OSI stands for Office of Scientific Intelligence. That's the government department that Oscar Goldman ran, that Steve Austin worked for once he became Bionic. And then the last one is the mission to Mars. So they're basically clothing sets. So as you can see, let's move these boxes out of the way for a second. They have all sorts of accessories. This one comes with a white jumpsuit, the mission to Mars, and interestingly, boots and gloves that would be used by Palitoy for their Action Man Space series later on. That's the mission to Mars. He has a lift up visor in his helmet, which is then quite difficult to get back down. No, that's the mission to Mars. The OSI undercover outfit is probably my favourite. It's got this lovely denim outfit. Additionally comes with a power pack that you can plug into his bionic arm, and a little wristwatch. Also came with these brown shoes rather than the red sneakers that he normally wears. And then the test flight at 75,000 feet, which is basically a test pilot's stroke parachutist setup. Now, you'll notice with the other two, they give access to the button on the back. This one doesn't. The button's hidden underneath the backpack. But again, nice set of boots, nice helmet. The helmets have all got holes on the back, so you can still use the bionic eye feature. Nice little pair of goggles. He has a little altimeter that he wears on his wrist. Often when you see the figure in this uniform, that altimeter is missing. Yeah, lovely, basically uniform sets. These came on backing cards like this. This is the one for the OSI undercover set. These were branded to Kenner and Dennis Fisher as well. This is a Kenner one. So you would have a blister pack over here with the uniform all laid out. Some of the items were stitched to the card. Some of the items were looped into the card using these flaps. And then on the back we had the three different sets and some of the other accessories and figures that you could get. So by the time this came out, the new Bionic Grip figure had come out as well. So that's the Bionic Adventure sets, the clothing sets for the Bionic Man. Next, one of the things that was always missing from the original figure, Steve Austin has bionic legs, but the legs on the original figure didn't actually do anything. They were just static legs. So the Kenner came out with the critical assignment legs and the critical assignment arms packs. And these came in two separate packs. You got the legs in one pack and the arms in another. The legs came with the white shorts that this figure's wearing, and the arms came with the white t-shirt. You got two legs, a left leg and a right leg. So the left leg is an exploding leg, which I'll show you in a moment, and the right leg is first aid leg. So let's just show you those. So the idea was that the figure would have these legs on, and this left leg here, there's a switch at the top, there's a safety catch here, so you turn the safety catch off, and then when you push the switch, his leg explodes. So there's 4 panels, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, that are flicked off by a sprung loaded mechanism basically. And then underneath you have this lovely detailed bionic leg. The only thing with this is, now this is almost 50 years old. The mechanisms are, the springs are still actually quite strong in this one, but the mechanisms rely on plastic, and yeah, I don't like to make that explode too often these days. I tend to leave it in this condition with the springs relaxed, so that they're not affected either. So that was his left leg. His right leg then had it was termed as a bionic first aid leg, and it has 2 hatches, one at the top which has all these little interlinked circuit boards that are connected with little delicate plastic pieces of wire, and then the bottom half has a little tool which you can use to pull those out and move them around into different positions. So that was the critical assignment legs. The original legs pop off. If you twist them, they will eventually just pop out of their joints, and these ones pop on. So then the second set was the critical assignment arms, and all of the arms came with their own arm skins on. We have a laser arm, we have a neutralizer arm with karate action, that's the one that's on the figure at the moment, and we have an oxygen supply arm. So likewise to the legs, as I discussed in my previous video, the right arm on these figures has always come off, the bionic arm has always come off, and you took off the original bionic arm and you put on one of these critical assignment arms. So the bionic function still works. So if you turn his head fully to the right and press the button on his back, these all still work with that bionic arm lifting function. This is the neutralizer stroke karate chop arm. So it comes with this little pistol or neutralizer, and that has a little panel at the top that you can open up, and the pistol fits in there, and then it has this karate chop action. So there's a little button below his elbow. When his arm's up in this sort of position, if you press the button, he'll karate chop something. You reset it by lifting it back up again, and he'll karate chop something. So that's the neutralizer karate chop arm. Then we have the laser arm. So again, this would just slide onto the figure. You can see there's a joint here underneath the rubber that just pushes onto the figure. So this arm has one AA battery in it, and it has a swiveling hand. When you push the arm all the way back, it lights up. It's very dim because this is, again, a 1970s incandescent bulb with a 1.5 volt battery. It's never going to be hugely bright, but it does light up. That's the laser arm. Then the last of the arms is the oxygen supply arm. This is a piece that has, if you can just see in the forearm, there's like an oxygen tank. That's just inside the arm, and then we have another one of those hatches at the top. And inside here is an oxygen mask that comes out, and you could put over his head. It has like a goggle section and a mask section. Now these are now, because of the rubber, plastics in the rubber that is used on these oxygen masks, they've pretty much all deteriorated. This one is still in one piece, and I'm not going to take it out because it will almost certainly damage it to take it out and unwrap it. But you can see the flap comes down, and there's the oxygen mask inside. So really cool sets. If you got both of them, you got a new outfit as well. Even if you just got the legs, you could use the shorts with the red tracksuit top that came with the other figures. So yeah, really cool sets, really nice functionality in them, even if they are a little bit delicate. They were a little bit delicate at the time, now they're even more so. These two are original boxes. This one, as you can see on the front, is a Kenner box, and then this one is a Dennis Fisher box. Says Dennis Fisher down here somewhere. There we go. So this is a UK box, this is a US box. But the boxes largely are the same. The printing varies on them, really, in terms of the company that's marketing them in the different countries. Then, lastly on the table, we have the Bionic Woman sports car. So this was a bigger item. As the Bionic Woman became its own series, the toy range took off. This is the later Mission Purse version of the figure. These jumpsuits will deteriorate over time, and they have holes in them. This one has a couple of little holes in them. But they brought out this sports car. Now there's an episode in the Bionic Woman where someone tampers with Jamie Summers' car and disables the brakes, and she opens the door and uses her bionic legs to stop the car. And so this car has a number of features, including a feature where if you shift the gear lever forward, the door opens and Jamie will swing her legs out and stop the car with her feet. So yeah, we have that. It came with these red sneakers. Now these are reproduction ones. I couldn't find, still looking for a set of the original red sneakers. The car came with those. It also came with a number of these connection hoses. These can have ends to be able to connect into these points on the car. So you could simulate things being checked, wire things up. And then there was one that has a smaller pin, and that will sort of go into the hole in the Bionic chips in Jamie's arms. It will go into the chips on the Bionic Man as well. So these tubes were a kind of a feature that were in the Bionic Transport and Repair Station, which I'll do a separate video on. And they kind of followed over to this. So the bonnet lifts up, obviously, as you can see. You can store your tubes or anything else that you want in there. These cars don't turn up very often here in the UK. In fact, I imported this one from the US. I bought it from an eBay seller in the US. They're really difficult to find in good condition as well. This one has been completely cleaned. I've replaced the stickers on it. I've had to repair the windshield a little bit. Not 100% successful. Had to repair the aerial at the back. It also has opening trunk, and in this one we've got the mission purse that comes with this figure, and of course her original platform sandals from the 1970s. They're the shoes that came with the figure originally, and then of course she's now wearing the blue sneakers which came with the car. So that's some of my accessories from the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman range of toys. Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman, had a whole range of clothing accessories as well. I think the idea was that in line with things like Barbie and Cindy, who were also around at the time, that this figure should have its own clothing range as well. And so there are lots and lots of clothing sets that you can get for the Jamie Summer figures. The car has slots in the backs of the seats, so you can actually sit a Steve Austin figure in the car as well, either as the driver or as the passenger. Both seats have the slots. The other bit of restoration work I did on these, when these were new, they had a vinyl seat belt that almost never survives. So I've made up some Velcro seat belts that sit in here. If you're going to use the swing out function for Jamie, then you need to have her secured into the seat with the seat belt. So the seat belts are an essential part of the vehicle. There's no steering or anything like that, it just rolls. Again, really nice car. It's not the one that Jamie drives in the TV series, but it's another really nice toy to go with the range. So yeah, that's some of the accessories that I have from these toy ranges. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider giving it a like. You can also consider subscribing to the channel. If you click the notification bell, that will let you know when I'm uploading videos. The purpose of the channel is to look at all these things that I love, to look at stuff like this. These are Toys. Some of these I remember from my childhood. Kind of remember the clothing ranges, seeing those in the store. Don't remember seeing the car. I'm not sure it was even released over here in the UK. This figure was. This was the only Jamie Summers figure that we got. The earlier one was US only. So yeah, this is what this channel's about. It's about sharing information and yeah, passing on some of the knowledge that I've gained about the things that I love. So I hope you've enjoyed it. For now, I'll just say cheerio, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.